Hi, welcome to Mindscape Matters, a new YouTube channel to discuss mental health and more. I am Dr. Mohan Raj. I'm a consultant psychiatrist in Chennai, and I'll be your guide as we journey this landscape together. Today, we're going to discuss something. Many parents, when they scold their children, say that you're not fit for anything, you're just fit to graze cattle. Now, I would like to say two things. One is, we need to see how much these words hurt the child. Second is, grazing a cattle is not easy. You need a lot of patience. You need to know the psychology of the cows. And you need to know the terrain as to where the grasses are. Many parents use different words like, you're fit to only clean tables, clean dishes in a hotel. Now, one mother went one step further and said to her daughter, you are fit to do, I think I shouldn't say this in front of the camera, but I'll probably try to say it in a way you can understand. She said, you're fit to do only the oldest profession in the world. We discussed the 5 love languages by Gary Chapman a few weeks ago. For those who have not seen, please go back and see those videos. For others, I just summarized, there are 5 love languages. One of them, first one is words of appreciation or words of affirmation. Second one is acts of service. Third is quality time. Then touch. Fifth one is giving gifts. Now, leave away the words of appreciation. The other 4, even if it is not done, not much of damage is done. The child might long for it, but at least it's not having a negative impact. Whereas, if instead of words of affirmation or words of appreciation, the child is said a lot of acidic words, scolded, that's going to lead to a lot of problems. It's like you have a plant in the house. Words of appreciation is like watering the plant and nurturing it. And words of abuse is like pouring acid on it. It's not limited to parents alone. Teachers use very cutting, stinging words sometimes to scold their students. Spouses, when they fight between themselves, husband and wife, they use a lot of caustic words. Mother-in-laws in India use lots of abusive words towards the daughter-in-law. Father-in-laws are also not too far behind. Then, in public discourse, it could be rivals in business, rivals in politics. The language used has sunk to a new level. A lot of abusive words are used in open mics. In India, what does a child get appreciation for? Just for their marks, nothing else. Nothing else matters in schools these days. Let's look at one particular class where all the students were graded according to their marks and marks alone. Nothing else was taken into consideration. So those who got 90 and above were called grade A students. Those who got 80 to 90 were called grade B students. 70 to 80 were called grade C. Like that, they have this grade D and grade E. And the grade B were constantly ridiculed by teachers saying, learn from these grade A students. You should try hard, be like them. And grade C students were told, you're not trying enough. And the grade D and E students were told, you're stupid, you're not trying enough. Repeatedly, teachers say bad things about them. Parents also join in. Now, 20 years later, this particular class had an alumni reunion. Now, we are also very eager to know what happened to all these students. So, let's also go and see how the alumni event unfolds. Now, what happened was the A grade students, the former A grade students, have all become professionals. There's no surprise there. Now, former B grade students had also become professionals. Most of them were professionals, and in addition, they were all entrepreneurs, giving job opportunities to many people. And some of these jobs were grabbed by the former A grade students who are now working for our B grade students. The former C grade students, what happened to them? The entire country's economy is dependent on them. They were running businesses, they were running startups, they were shining in whatever they were doing. and the country's GDP is thanks to them. Now, among the D grade students, one of them is a world-renowned music director, and another person is a world-renowned singer in her own right. There was a cricket player representing India, there was a tennis star in the world circuit, a badminton player, a chess player, a cinematographer, a director, and a much loved actor. If you see, they were all told, "You're good for nothing." These people survived. How they survived is, there would have been one adult who told them, "Don't believe what others tell you. You have the spark in you, you have the talent, and if you work at it, you will do very well one day." And that one person kept telling them, "Believe in yourself, don't listen to others." Now we come to the former E grade student. What happened to them? Now, one of them had become a politician, a good one at that, and is now a minister in a major government, running a very important portfolio effectively. Now, being a politician is not easy. If you are a politician, you need to have man management skills, because you will have a lot of cadre who work for you, who look up to you. And there are bound to be rivalry between your cadres. And as a leader, the politician is supposed to mediate between them and bring about peace. The politician has to have oratory skills to convince an audience about his idea, about his vision, and has to have patience when not in power. And while going to power, they need to excel in administration. All these are needed. Now, you might ask, if this person was so talented, why were they not getting enough marks in their school? Now, in the school, were they having exams or tests for all these skills? Man management skills, people skills, music, chess, playing, acting? No. You had marks for math, science, geography, English and Tamil. Nothing else. Nothing else mattered. So everybody was told, "You're not good, you're not good, you're not good." For every person in D and E grade who excelled, there will be 100 people in D and E grade who believed in the abuse they were subjected to do. They were told, "You're good for nothing, you're good for nothing." They started believing in it, and they went on into the world like a driftwood without having any kind of aims and ambitions. They just joined any job that came their way, continued to work without any passion for the job. They just worked for the salary it brought, and they were like almost a dead man walking. The scars they sustained repeatedly through their school ages are continuing to fester and are not healing. They are just raw. Now, let's consider this as your child. The child is smiling. But every time you use a harsh word, a cutting word, the child gets crushed, crumbled. And slowly the child recovers. And some other time you again use acidic words, the child gets crushed again. Repeatedly gets crushed. Now, at some later point you realize and say, "I probably shouldn't do this." You stop abusing the child, and you also try to compensate for all the damage done earlier. Now, your child is still smiling, but the scars are there. There is a saying in Tamil, "Teenal suttapun ullarum, arade navinal suttavadu." I'll translate it for you. He says, the scar or the wound sustained by a fire will heal well, but a scar left by acidic words will not heal. It's not now. Thiruvalluvar said this 2000 years ago, but yet we continue to inflict scars on our children day by day. Now, there are many such children with deep scars coming to me for treatment, and most of these children are in the age group of 40 to 50 to 60 to up to 75, 80. I say this because there is a child inside all of us, whatever our age. There are also an older wise man sitting inside, and they will come up at the suitable time. Like for example, when you look at the world with awe and wonder, curiosity, you look at the sunrise and you are mesmerized. That's because of the child in you. Everything is wonderful. You look at a flower, the arrangement is wonderful because of the child in you. And when you are hurt by acidic words, it is the child in you which gets a hit. There are many mental illnesses which are not affected by factors outside us. They happen because of chemical changes in the brain, and it's very easy to treat them. Almost like maths. This illness, you have certain medicines. Certain symptoms respond extremely well to certain medicines. Certain side effects, and we know certain medicines have to be avoided or certain medicines have to be changed. If the person has a diabetes, certain medicines have to be avoided. If it's asthma, if it's a cardiac disease, kidney disease, then we need to know, okay, certain medicines have to be avoided, not gone beyond a particular dosage. Whereas, if the mental illness is due to environmental factors like this, harsh words repeatedly, and that leads to, say, depression or other mental illnesses, then it's very difficult for us to treat them. Our options are very, very limited. It is like a new house has been constructed. The contractor Nesamani has also left. They do a housewarming puja. Only after that they discover there is a nail jutting out of the main door. Now somebody wanted to remove it, but the head of the family said, no. If you remove, then we need to do one more puja, which cannot be done for another 3 months. So he says, Oru aaniyum pudunga vendam. That means no nail should be pulled out. And he instructs everybody to be careful while crossing the main door. For 3 days, all of them took care. But 4th day, while walking, they were thinking about something else. The nail caught their arm, ripped it apart, and they came to us. We give medication, we apply balm, we put a band-aid, send them back. 4 days later, again the hand is caught in the nail. They come with bleeding injuries. We take care of them again with medicines. Send them back 3 days later. Same thing repeats again and again like a time loop. What is the solution? Our treatment alone is not enough. The solution is in pulling out that nail which is causing the problem in the first place. Similarly, there are children who come to us because of harsh words, acidic words, causing sadness, anxiety, and we take care of them, we do psychotherapy. If the severity is more, we give them medicine, we send them back. And before the next visit, in the same environment with repeated abuse by either the parent or the teacher, they are again at square one by the time they come to us. Here, the abuse has to stop. We just going on treating is not the answer. The abuse, which is the primary cause, has to stop. There is a simile in Tamil called Pasumarathu Aani Pol, means Pasumaram means a young tree. Aani is a nail. It says a young tree's trunks are soft, and if you are driving a nail inside, it will easily go in. Or if you carve something on a young tree, even when the tree becomes very old, the scar is still there. This is usually said in a very positive manner. That is, if you learn something in young age, it is etched in your memory and you remember it even at your old age. I'll also want to remind all of you that it's not only the good memories, even traumatic memories caused by very abusive, acidic words are also etched in your memory, and you will continue to remember it even though the child is 75 years old. Through this video, my appeal to you is, please do not use abusive words to your children. Don't use cutting words. Appreciate them. Even if you are not appreciating them, please don't use verbal abuse. That's my plea. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked this and found it useful, please tell 4 of your friends. If one of them would love to watch this in Tamil, tell them that the same video is available in Tamil also. Stay tuned because Mindscape matters. Bye-bye.